And we speak to the 18-year-old prodigy who could be Formula One's next superstar driver. Now, McLaren is one of the most recognizable teams in world motorsport, associated with big-name drivers such as Lewis Hamilton. But the team could have a new star in their ranks, as an 18-year-old Filipino driver has recently become the first woman to be enrolled into the team's development program, and will represent them on next year's F1 Academy Tour. Well, we can now speak to McLaren's potential new star, Bianca Bustamante, who joins us live from Manila. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday today. Now, signing with McLaren F1 at such a young age must have been an incredibly proud moment. Has it really sunk in yet?
Honestly, it kind of all happened so quickly. This year, we kind of grew quite a lot, and the opportunity to sign with McLaren came about. And honestly, it's been such a dream. And yeah, everything has been going well. And honestly, I'm just very happy about what we've achieved so far, and incredible to see what we can achieve more in the future.
But I guess with the fame comes the spotlight, and you've recently had some social media controversy after liking posts which appear to criticize your rival Lance Stroll. Do you have any updates on that?
Honestly, it was a personal incident that just happened through going on social media, after, reading a few things that, I often use Twitter to connect with my fans. And honestly, it was an honest mistake. Having a brother that has autism, I, spent my whole life really trying to fight for him and using him as my motivation. So, to kind of have this interlinked, I am incredibly and honestly sorry to Lance and to everyone that, may have been hurt through this. Honestly, I have beat myself up for every mistake that I do. That's just, the life of an athlete as a driver. And I made a mistake, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry. And yeah, it is what it is. And I'm doing my best to learn from every mistake that I do.
Do you think, though, you might be under even more scrutiny because you are a rare woman in motorsport?
I think, pursuing a career path that isn't always, taken. Sometimes everything that you do can be highlighted, and that just comes with the sport that I'm doing and with a passion for racing and motorsport. And honestly, it's tough. You got to be tough, I guess, to pursue such path, and of course learn from your mistakes, and take account whenever you do make them. And I think that's always quite tough to try and learn as you grow up and as you get older. But it's something that I'm personally going through right now, and just doing my best to learn as I go along.
How did you get into the sport? Because there isn't much motor racing community in the Philippines, is there?
No, there isn't. There's not many racing drivers from the Philippines. That's why I would say it's always been quite tough to actually get into racing and get the support. And that's why it was incredible, how it started for me when, my dad, he had to work 3 jobs just to put food in the table, and being a racing driver was not really a reality for me. But through hard work, we were able to make it. And that's what I've always done, to share the stories and share the struggles. And and I've always held myself accountable for every mistake that I do on track and off track. And I think that's just the best way to go at it. And obviously, I've done my best to make sure that the community of motorsport in the Philippines continues to grow, because I do believe that the next generation is the future. And as someone that still has quite a long road ahead of herself, I want to be a difference. I want to see in the world, and I've always want to make myself better. And yeah.
And briefly, before we let you go, what are your ambitions for the future? Formula One, maybe?
Definitely. I mean, that's the goal. That's what I've always dreamt of since I was a kid. And honestly, I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. I'm willing to bleed for the sport, and I'm willing to sacrifice everything. And yeah, 2024 is nearly there. Even though this year was a tough one. We had lots of highs and lows in the F1 Academy season, got a few wins, but at the same time, we want to keep it stable next year and hopefully fight for it. And yeah, let's see what we have in the future.
Bianca, thank you so much for joining us and happy holidays.